What's going on, guys? So today on this Shoky review, we're going to be taking a look at the next Zaku in the line, since that's basically what I'm doing. Just going through all my Zakus, since I've had a few. But this one is from the Hguc line, the Unicorn line, in fact, and it is the MS-05L. That's the long version. Zaku I Sniper Type, Hguc, whoever that is. Principality of Zeon, mass-produced mobile suit sniper use. So, of course, we know the Zaku 1 preceded, well, the Zaku. And oddly enough, this is from the Unicorn line, not from the Origin line, so it's a very different thing, considering I've been looking at mostly Origin styles prior to this. Either way, we got some really cool artwork here of the Zaku doing its thing. You got the nice big rifle here, green light here, and a hose, and then, I don't know what's going on here, a big cord, or whatever these are. I think they're straps. They gotta be straps, because look, those are the buckles. Is he parachuting in? Is that what's happening there? I don't know. It's from Unicorn, supposedly, but I don't recall a sniper being in that movie or series. But then again, maybe I need to go back and relook. And you've got Bandai 2012 way down here. So one of the older kits I've worked on recently. I mean, it's not old, it's just older. And you got, no, it's illustrated by Kinoshita Tomatake. Cool. Red Bandai logo. Starting to be like more important now. And then we come down to here, and you've got obligatory front and rear shots, MS-05L. That usually means it's the limo version. I don't know what's going on with that. Nice image there, and read up that I can't read because it's in Japanese, and I'm not. And then MS-05L Zaku I Sniper Type, Hguc, Principality of Zeon, mass-produced mobile suit, sniper use. It's actually a lot of cool drawn detail there. You got MS-05L, 17.5 meters tall, 67.9 tons heavy. Sure. It's got different outputs there. So it's got 899 kilowatts or plus 700 kilowatts. I'm guessing that's what the booster pack, I don't know. Then the weapons and stuff like that. Cool. Gun Unicorn. And come around here, you got Hguc number 137, MS-05L, Zaku I Sniper Tip. And then Bandai Hobby.net. And you come over here and you got detail. I don't know. I think it's pointing out the translucence, and this is pointing out the little weird stubby knee thing. And look, hey, it's got a shoulder with some nubbins on it. And look, hey, it's got some D-rings on it. And there, he's got a one-cylinder engine strapped to his back. Oh, hands! Hands can do things. Action! MS-05, that shows you that your elbows and your armpits can function that way. Weapons. It's got a big long thing and then a not so long thing. And then you got all your warnings there. Hey, 3-year-olds don't like to be sniped. Duh. And then you got 18-year-olds probably shouldn't join the army of Zeon. And then a little guy with a toilet there, 1,600 yen. I probably paid thereabouts $18 or so. I don't recall. I've had this thing for a long time. And sad memories. I got this at Hobbytown. Sad face. There's your proof. This box means more to me now because it was purchased at Hobbytown. And then you got some dry transfer plastic stuck on the bottom. Either way, Zaku I Sniper. Bet he could still headshot you while being upside down. Yep. All right. Let's get to it. Alright, it's turntable time, and here we have what is definitely the most unique Zaku that I've built. So, I mean, building Zaku 2s of different types, and, you know, even the MGs. This thing did remind me in a lot of ways of the MG Zaku 2s that I've done, but super different in all other ways. The head sculpt, which is incredibly different. The way the chest is built, very different. Having to glue on small parts that I've never had to do before, at least not by instruction, usually by choice. The fact that it compensates for its own silly design so that it can kneel effectively is a cool thing. I'm going to be honest, I don't know what these big tube things are. I thought they were like rockets or something. Maybe they're batteries. I don't know. Could be ammo. I have no clue. There's nothing to tell you that. At least not in any other instructions. It does Need just a little bit of paint to be complete, but as you guys can see that I've done a little bit of extra paint work just for the heck of it. I was having fun with this kit, so it needed to be decoed out a little bit. But really the Zaku itself doesn't require a lot of paint. More paint, oop, hey, how about I kick the camera? More paint is required for the actual sniper rifle. But we'll look at that in a minute. Let's take a closer look at this guy. Okay, so looking at it up close, he does come in some interesting colors. So you've got like this nice prosthetic tan color. I will say that my thing is having a hard time compensating, but it does come in this interesting tan and then green, although this looks far more tannish color on the box. So interesting that it comes in that. Now, this head is super interesting in just the way it's designed. You know, the exposed eye sticking out through there. So I'm guessing it's more of a scope. And then an offset commander fin to clear that. Not to mention, he kind of has Vulcans up there, which is interesting. And a little communication thing. Now, I'll be upfront. I have had to glue a lot of this and then seam line some bits, and that will become pretty obvious. And I say I had to, I chose to. Just given the way it's constructed. Now, it is a slightly older design, but it is what it is. Now, not compared to the like Origin style Zaku's or the MSD style Zaku's that I've been building lately. This thing's very different. He does have a ball joint mounted head up in there, and then a little bit of a neck hinge. It's a really tight fit. I did actually glue the head shut, so you can see there's a seam that was running right down the back here. I have glued this in just to make sure it wouldn't pop out after a lot of moving it around. I like the way it's constructed, by the way. You do get a sticker for that eye, but I actually just used a tiny bit of gold paint on the backside, so that it still looks functional. Shoulders, you do get the really nice butterfly there, but as you can see, it does want to split the chest open a little bit. But also, let's take a look at those little D-rings. So you've got these things here and here, and then up here on the chest. As it showed, I guess it's suspended, or okay, let's just remove the backpack then. It is like suspended by some cables or something. I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't remember if he's parachuting in or suspended by something else. I don't know. But shoulders can go all the way around. And like I said, you got that. And then you can do just like the other ones. You can hinge out the shoulder and get a pretty decent range. Now, one thing you'll notice, this shoulder is a slightly different color. I did paint that. That is actually some... Is it deck tan or is it sand? I don't remember. It's the closest thing I could get to it because I did seam line the entire shoulder. You can still see a little bit of the seam, like right through there. So I wanted to paint over that after I sanded it, so it's all good. Bicep rotation there. Oh, let's see. Hold on. You can flip that up and actually rotate it out of the way. I did seam line the shoulder as well. Not something I do very often, but sometimes a kit comes along that needs it. And these older kits are designed in such a way that you kind of have to. Double jointed elbow for a very clunky elbow. You also get a very solid split down the forearm there. That's one of those things where I said I had to seam line it. You can see it. If I painted over that, it'd be another story. Normal ball joint mounted wrist. And you can see this arm is a little cleaner to some degree. And then the shoulder here, seam line, you can see where it's ever so, it's super smooth, but you can still see where the glue melted it. It is what it is. It actually doesn't bother me. You do get some articulation in the waist. You can turn, but this front bit does hit, and it does just kind of lean back ever so slightly. Side skirts are the normal kind, so you're not really going super far. Plus, they're T-mounted ball joint hips, so those aren't going very far in the first place. And you get the front skirts that kick forward. Of course, we don't have any drop-down hips, so that's as good as you're going to get. Move the knee out of the way. You can come up a little bit higher for a slightly better chorus line. And you get double jointed knee, get you to there. Oh, you can still see all the sand from sanding that. Nice. I'm trying to remember. Are these the ones that I had to paint? I believe it is. Yeah, okay, so this part here, the little joint bit, that is actually the same color as the thigh. You have to paint that. That is my favorite dark gray ever. Go look it up in the About section if you want to know what it is. I will not answer it in the comments. And then the thighs are seam lined. I think I did a decent job on those. You can just barely detect the line. From a distance, you really can't tell. I like the way it's assembled. Same thing here with the calf area, shin area. These two things here, but you can really see that line. It's a bit more of a gap, but I did my best. I think it came out okay. And then touched up some gray there and seamlined the back of both legs as well. I think it just looks better for these style where it doesn't have a hard line, but this one was misaligned because just the way it's designed. It could take a lot of sanding to get that totally smooth, but it's the back of the leg. I don't care that much. I just wanted it to be a bit more secure so that when I'm moving the leg around, it's not trying to split, which is a weird thing that it can do. Now, he does have a very big, like, foot rocker. I don't know what's going on here. This is one of the more interesting ankles out of the Zakus I've built. Like, it can really drop down and out of the way. That's crazy. And you still get ski mode, so you can go side to side. And then a little bit of red paint down here with some what used to be chrome that has now just become silver paint out of the Molto. I need to get a fresh Molto marker. We'll look at this when we get to that point, but I guess that's it for the articulation. Yeah, it's pretty articulate for a really weird looking old Zaku. I don't understand. Why do I always go with the huge skirts? I don't get it. All right, so let's take a look at the backpack next because, well, that's where we're at. And it is all the solid green. Very green. He does look like he just has a one-cylinder, like, motorcycle engine strapped back here. I'm guessing that's like the power generator for the sniper rifle. And you can see that I've added some copper and what should have been chrome just turns out to be silver. And then red painted inside the thrusters. That's all. This is at least meant to be there. This is all excess. As I said in the other thing, I don't know what these things are. They're just here. I don't know. It's one of those things in the instructions that's probably spelled out for you, and I don't know. I thought they were like single-use rocket launchers, to be totally honest, but I don't know. Then you have this nice braided hose cover here. This does articulate ever so much because, well, that's your power connection to your snipper wiffle. And you come to the back, you got 3 ports here. It's weird that the back plugs into the backpack, not the other way around. Not a lot of kits I've seen that do that. Though you will have to be careful because you might knock it off. Kind of like I did before. It's a big, chunky backpack. Actually gives me some Ghostbusters vibes. Like, in a big way. So if you really want to be stable, you got to lock those knees up a bit. And just kind of finagle the head however you want. Really do like him. It's a lot alien looking. Oh, also a painted inside there. Totally forgot about that. Let's look at the weapons. We'll go with its Zaku rifle. So it's basically like a normal machine gun, but sideways. It's interesting. I did paint. Oh, no, you come back here. Okay, so I did paint inside there with some just metallic green paint. It's the same thing that would come in a Gundam marker, but in a jar. It's just the Mr. Color GX metallics or something like that. I was thinking that you could hold this with the normal holding hand, but I don't believe you can. I believe you have to have the actual proper weapon thing for that. I'm trying to remember. He doesn't have that. Yeah, he does. Hold on. He does have this back here, but I don't know if it works or how it works. Let's just be honest here. That's one of those things. Okay, so that's got a big tab hole on it. Is that even meant for this weapon? I don't even know. It's one of those things, like he's got a big like slot there for something, question mark. I don't even know. I mean, kinda. If you move the elbow out of the way, it sort of works to hold the rifle. Or maybe it's meant to be like this, which actually makes way more sense. Let's just be honest here. Though I don't believe, yeah, there's no way to pull that off. But it's nice that it's there. And of course, you could hold it with the gun holding hand, and you got the little side handle that you can hold with the other hand. So just imagine, use your imagination that he's holding that. We don't really want to see him hold that, do we? Okay, so another thing, we do have an extra hand here. It is a left kind of cradling hand. Where's my focus? Focus, there we go. He does come with 2 kind of open left hands. One is like really cupped, but apparently it's not used for this. It's like this, you know. It's like a really tight grip. And apparently he doesn't use that. It must be for a different kid entirely, obviously. I'm going to yoink that hand off. And then we will look at his snipper rifle, which is a really cool rifle, if I'm honest. However, it does need quite a lot of paint. All of the gray you see there, except for this, is painted. Oh, and that's a hose. But this entire little rifle butt back here has to be painted. All of the lines down there have to be painted. All of inside there. Even this, and well, technically that, but I screwed that up. That was actually taped in place. That is painted with the same sand or deck tan that the shoulder is painted with, because it's about as close as I could get. I think it looks fine. If I'd planned it out better, I probably would have done a few more bits of the rifle in that same thing just to offset some of the colors. The slide there is actually also hand painted. The scope and mini scope, I guess, are both painted with the same metallic green. Kind of wish I had more of a different green, like a lighter one. I could have used the stickers. They were there. I just chose paint. And once again, it's painted behind the lens, and then actually the back side of the lens, I should say. And this is just in the slot there. But it's a very nice looking rifle. It does have this big post, like I guess that might be for a stand or something else. I don't know. It doesn't cover it. It doesn't, I mean, it literally doesn't put anything on top of it. And you could tell that this thing is designed to compact itself, and like it's got a big hinge there, so odds are the barrel will flip around for storage and transportation sake. It doesn't do that, but maybe if they ever did an MG, it would. I just plug that in. I like how it has a straight wrist instead of a curved one like they normally do for things like that. And then you can get him in a pretty boss position here. Now, I don't know offhand that it can just straight up get to shooting like this. All I know is he can hold it very nicely. So that's what the cupping hand is for, to grab the front of that. Now, what you won't do is go ahead and grab this guy. It just plugs in right there. And you can just maneuver the wire around. Just be careful, because it will want to pop out of here, or maybe there. It might just pop out wherever it wants. I don't know. And you just plug that in there. Now, I assume this is an energy rifle, and that is a giant energy battery pack power-up chargey device. You can quote me on that. Backpack power-up chargey device. Because it doesn't really have an ammo canister. So, presumably, it's just an energy beam rifle. Fixed onto a much older Zaku I, because if it's from Unicorn, that's 0096, and these guys have been around for quite some time. Now we can actually use this. So if you look at it, and you go to kneel, like, a sniper would, you kind of have a problem here. So let me flip up this so that this knee can do its thing. Go ahead and bend that knee too. Don't really need the foot to go crazy there. Thank you. You kind of see a problem there. I mean, it'll do it, but there's not a lot of support, and you're just pivoting off that toe. Not a great idea. However, what we have here is a little pod foot. It's pretty neat. This is one of the more interesting things I've seen from one of these designs. And it's literally an extra leg extension, because they realized it would need it. And it does work. That's the funny part. It does work. And then you can get him out to a snipering position. Now, I kind of wish that the cord is not very long, so you kind of have to do what you got to do here to make it happen. Now, presumably, it's not needing to physically look through the barrel or through the scope to do some snippering. In theory, I don't know, but it's pretty neat. I like it. I think it's a cool design. I'm going to raise up here. There we go. But it's a cool design. I like it. Like, from the moment I saw this thing, like, for a second I was like, do I really want to do a weird looking Zaku? And then I'm like, you know what? I got the sniper, the Gym Sniper Custom. I might as well go with the cool Zaku Sniper Custom. At least in my mind, that's what it was. I don't know anything about it. I still don't know anything about it. All I know is it's pretty cool. Trying to position that hand where it's holding a little bit better. I kind of wish that could plug in. But once again, that knee prop is a really cool design, and I dig that. Now, speaking of the enemy sniper, we'll bring in the gym sniper 2 that we did a couple years ago, which is still one of my favorite gym variants. Very interesting kit in and of itself. I had a lot of fun building it, just like I did with this one. But very different everything. Like, you know, also very different generation of mobile suit. Let's just be honest here. Because this is what, 0083? Is that what it was from? Or is it 8th MS team? 0080. I don't remember. I know it's an older set. But yeah. But to me, I could just see these two having a showdown, like a sniper showdown. Now, of course, there's also the Zaku I sniper from Thunderbolt, which I assume has some very similar things here. I've not had that kit, but now I want to try to find it. And hopefully, maybe they'll re-release it. I do know. But let's pull out this guy here, and we'll bring back in the other tan Zaku we did recently. Oh, what happened there? Oh, okay, because I'm using this gun. I might switch back to the other 180 mil cannon. But there's that Zaku and the Origin Zaku. That's kicked all this Zaku month almost off. And then just for the heck of it, let's just bring in a Hguc. And because they're all still here on the table. Might as well just make use of them. There we go. You're in the way. There we go. Put the snipper out there. All right, guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this. I really did like this kit. If you can find it, I suggest picking it up. It's different, in the fact that it had me actually glue parts on as part of the instruction because there's no other way to connect those D-rings. I think with some extra weathering and stuff like that, it would look good. This is definitely a candidate to get fully painted if I could find this proper, tan. Because I'd rather hit closer to this than what I did with the shoulder. I'm kind of on board with those people who kind of recolor just the one shoulder. I'm starting to understand that to a degree. Once again, I wish he kind of had a kink in the wrist so we could really pull this up to his shoulder. Because he can't. Not really, anyways. That's close enough. There we go. Sort of. I don't know. Now I want to find out where he was at. Maybe it's just in the manga. I don't know. But guys, I suggest it. Go ahead and do the thing. Also, make sure you do the like and subscribe-ish thing. And, of course, check out the merch store. Plus, anything purchased in the merch store goes toward the MS-100 contest as extra just money for the charity. If you don't know about the MS contest, it's down there in the thing. It's coming down to the last month. You've only got till May 21st. So if you're planning on jumping in on that, by all means, go to it. Get after it. You got at least a month or so to get after it. But guys, I will catch you next time where we still have another Zaku to look at. Yeah. I'll see you then. Remember, as always, keep on sniping.